Africa loses an average of about $50 billion annually in illicit financial outflows. This is according to the executive director of the Coalition for Dialogue on Africa, Suwad Adenosman, who initiated the workshop alongside the Bank of Namibia and development partners. Namibia is no exception, and most recent statistics rank the country 56 out of 151 countries on the Global Financial Integrity List. The country loses about $10 billion annually through profit shifting, tax evasion, invoice manipulation and corruption, amongst other reasons.
Was it in 2018 that they said we have World Bank and IMF communique? We have to stop talking about illicit financial flows. We should talk about illicit finance. Illicit finance is not good for us. Illicit finance is only limiting what we wanted to talk about to terrorism financing and money laundering. Illicit financial flows is much bigger. It talks to the commercial, the criminal, and the corrupt component. The corrupt component is not only small in absolute figure, but it is a driver to the other two. But the focus of our work is really on the commercial side. And that is what we call the African definition.
Meanwhile, Deputy Minister of Finance Maureen Hindambwende says Namibia is not immune to the scourge, particularly in tourism and fishing industries, amongst others.
The dependence of African countries on natural resources extraction for exports and revenues makes us extremely vulnerable to illicit financial flows. These sectors are prone to IFFs, trade mispricing, including abusive transfer pricing, secret and poorly negotiated contracts, and overly generous tax incentives, amongst others.
A report on a pilot study on illicit financial outflows in the fuel, uranium, gold and diamond sectors in Namibia is expected to be released early next month by the National Task Force. The Anti-Corruption Commission's Director General Paulus Noah, on his part, urged authorities to explore contracts which benefit Namibia as opposed to multinational firms when they exploit public resources.
There is a body that is looking at how this is happening in Namibia, and they are saying that no, these things are actually happening in Namibia as well. The data that has been collected, that is just about to be validated, prove to the fact that the illicit financial outflow is also happening in our country. And as a result, it's very relevant that the institutions come together as they have come together, put ideas together, and do some introspection, see where are the loopholes in our system.
The workshop will also assess the implementation of recommendations from a study spearheaded by former South Africa President Thabo Mbeki on ways to curb illicit financial outflows across the African continent. Kaipa Herwekanji, NBC News, Windhoek.